Desert Reptile 98. I got a new update on a lot of things. Haven't uploaded in a very long time, but just get to the point. Sidon is doing great. Had lost him and Bosk and Lizzie for like 2 days. I actually lost Lizzie for half a day, and I found her in the tree. And Sidon, I found him 4 days later in my neighbor's yard. Actually, the animal control had him, and I luckily caught him in time when he was taking him away. But he was in my neighbor's yard, and she has like a bunch of fruit and stuff. That yard over, not this one right here, but the next one over with all the trees and stuff. He was on that side eating their plants. So luckily I found him, and she called the animal control instead of like getting him to you know, killed or something. So luckily I got him. And Lizzie, I found her in the tree. She's doing just fine. And then my friend gave me this one, I guess because I had lost Bosk at the same time, and I still have yet to find him. It's been like 4 weeks, like a month. So I'm just assuming that he's either captured by somebody else or he's gone. Sorry for the sirens. But yeah, I got that one as a gift. I put some grapes up there because he likes that little perch. But yeah, he gave it to me yesterday, or I finally got to pick it up yesterday. And he's like super tiny compared to them. You can see the difference. I mean, look at Lizzie. Lizzie's getting fat, which is very good. I want her big and healthy. But that guy, he's super tiny. Like compared to the squares behind him, like his head is like about 4 squares, and her head is about, I don't know how many squares. It's pretty big, a lot bigger than 4 for sure. But, you know, but yeah, he one of the things I want to talk about though is that when you're introducing a new iguana with other iguanas, especially if there's one already that's dominant within the terrarium or setup you guys have, it's best to just, you know, have them on either in your hand or maybe even in a separate enclosure next to it where they're visual, like they can see each other, just to see how the reaction is. And with this guy, I kind of just put him in there because he's kind of a wild one, and I had to open the latch and make sure he doesn't attack him or anything. And at first he was on the floor, Sidon was on the floor, and I put this one on the branch, but he had jumped down onto the floor. And I guess Sidon, being that he's a dominant one here, he just saw another lizard in his area and he like charged at him right away. But I kind of like prevented him from doing anything else, and the little lizard was climbing up the fence. So yeah, I guess that was kind of my fault where he charged at him. But I mean, luckily I took them both out and I introduced them to each other, and he's very skittish still. Oh, that's cool, he's on the tree. And I put this branch in there that was big, and I overlapped it with everything. Damn it, I can't see shit. Overlapped it with everything, that way he can have something to blend into. And right there, he kind of blends in. You can't really see him, you know what I mean? Kind of blends in with the branch. I don't know why it's focusing more on the thing than the... So right there, I can't see him. There you go. Keep on switching it. So he's right there, chilling. That's very cool. He fits on a leaf. That's interesting. But yeah, so I kind of like let Sidon lick him, like up close. And the other lizard was super scared. He was like, he didn't want to get near him. Like he was kind of squirming a little bit, but I was like, nah, he's got to like taste him and stuff, or else he's gonna just keep on thinking that he's like trying to take over his territory, which I don't recommend with males, especially the dominant ones. I don't recommend you do that. I just kind of did it because I know my lizards, when they're aggressive, when they're, you know, chilling, and I got them early in this morning, so they're kind of waking up and kind of just chill. But even at that, he did charge, so you just got to watch out for that stuff. But you know, I just showed the other lizard to him up close and personal, like, hey, like, and he was like licking him and stuff, and the other iguana was like freaking out because he was licking him. He was like, oh my god, he's gonna eat me. But he ended up just licking him, and then he was like, he lost interest. So now I have him in there, and he walks around on the floor. Both of them are on the floor right now, and he didn't seem to have any interest in harming him. But I still gotta keep an eye out, because Sidon right here is still like very aggressive towards other lizards. So tomorrow morning I'm gonna show up, and hopefully he has a better mood, has a good mood, in the same mood he woke up in today, because their moods change, and so do their intentions for the day. So I just gotta keep an eye out for that. But so far he's good. Seems chilling. Doesn't mind the new lizard in this area. He probably knows it's like a little baby, and he's like, he's not gonna dominate me, or he's not a threat to me and my female. Lizzie's was kind of first was like, like shaking her head, get away from me. But she soon realized that he's just a little, he or she's just a little child. I think it's funny he's on the leaf. That just shows how small he is compared to a leaf. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to really cover in introducing new iguanas. I would have preferred a little bit bigger iguana, but the outcome would have probably been a lot different. The bigger the iguana gets, and the older it gets, the more territorial and dominant it wants to be, even with like females. Some females are very territorial. Luckily Lizzie's kind of a scaredy cat, and she's an asshole to me, but to everyone else she's pretty chillin' and submissive. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as Boss goes, I have no idea where he could be. I got a new lock now because my grandma won't open it, because she likes to mess with this cage, and she forgets to leave it locked. So I got a lock now. And that's another thing, like security of your thing. And I recommend you do this, because either way, I mean, this is like a little latch. Like anything, like a dog could come and maybe bark at a pigeon, or a cat that's on the thing, like push it open, or a cat could open it itself just to get inside or something, you know. So security is always best, especially with iguanas. They also like to like push it. So with that just being there, they could push it, and it could serve a little gap. And if they want to, they can force their way through there and break a little latch, because they're that strong. And so if you're like have an outdoor enclosure or something, make sure it's secure and all the things are situated fine, where they can't try to go through something or they'll hurt themselves, or they'll actually go through something and escape. Because that's not good, depending where you live. I mean, if you're in Florida, he's probably gonna survive. But if you're over here in Texas with the heat, desert, no chance. And yeah, this is one of the things I had to kind of makeshift. It was a pretty big gap. I kind of kicked it into place, put some zip ties. I bought this paw hut online for like 200 bucks, and it was probably the coolest thing I ever bought, and I think it's still cool, and I want to get another one to add to it, because I think it would be so much better. Or maybe I'll just build something onto it. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the latches it comes with, this is for a bird, but it serves well with my iguanas. See, that's one of the things I gotta watch out for. One of the things right there. So it's always good that you make sure you do your maintenance. I think I'm looking inside and I don't see anything that's crazy. Put up there. So I gotta fix that real quick. Yeah, I don't like the latches it came with, because it's like you just kind of hook it on there. It's like a peg hole type of thing. So And with the wind, it kind of like shifts and it could open and crack open, or with the weight of the iguanas on the cage, it can shift and make a crack. So I want to like just screw it all together so it's a lot sturdier. Kind of want to reinforce it. But yeah, I bought this. I think it's called a paw hut. It's for parrots and stuff. Which is really weird. I feel like this would be super small for a parrot. Like if I have a parrot, I would have like a big ass enclosure. So yeah, I want to add another one to this, but I'll update you on that if I get anything. There's a lot of cool cages out there, outdoor enclosures that are super nice, and I kind of wish earlier when I was, you know, kind of thinking about getting one of these, I should have just built my own and made it like super nice, no matter how much it costed. But I mean, if you want something quick, easy to assemble, and very spacious for, you know, an iguana, and it could even hold little babies, which I'm very surprised because I bought it for big iguanas, and you know how little iguanas kind of get through everything. Like small iguanas could probably fit through their head through here, believe it or not. But or they can try to fit their head and they'll kill themselves, choking themselves here. But yeah, so this is very serves very good purpose. I'm not too worried about this. It's kind of okay space. His head won't fit through there. His body could for sure, but I don't think if he don't want to put his head through there, he won't. So now I just gotta wait. Hopefully there's no weak points that I don't see. But overall, I mean, I put this on the floor, and there's nothing on the floor. I just put this onto the cage on the floor, and it was just the dirt. And so what I did to make it better, I put like screen, or like kind of like this material but a little bit thicker, so that way they don't dig out of there. And I put that on top. I had that for a while, and it looks kind of shitty, like there's that green stuff. It looked kind of shitty. It even looks shitty now because all the branches that they throw on the floor. So it kind of looks messy, and I don't really like it. So what I'm gonna do is probably get some soil, some natural topsoil without the white stuff, and just put it on there, and then maybe some mulch and cover it up. I kind of want to put it high, that way, you know, if they want to dig, they can dig. If Lizzie wants to try to lay her eggs, she can try to lay her eggs. But yeah, the other thing I want to get is an incubator, because I know they're gonna have more eggs this winter. For some reason their mating season is winter for me. I'm over here in Texas, and I guess the change of weather, like the air that's in there, I guess it just stimulates him, I guess. I don't know, but that's pretty much it. I mean, what else can I cover? I haven't covered anything in a while. My turtles are doing fine. I fed them some grapes. My cactus is growing very well. I recommend you getting these cactus. Just try to find one on the road, or, well, actually no, I wouldn't recommend that, but maybe like ask a neighbor if you could take one of the nopales or the prickly pear cactus leaves, and all you have to do is break one off from the base, and then all you have to do, really, I'll go here. So if I wanted this one, I would just break it off from here and put it in there. This one fell off from right there, so I figured I'll put it over here. I kind of need to plant it better because it's very weak. There you go. I just don't want to get my hands too muddy. There you go. So yeah, that's pretty much what you have to do, is put the end you broke off in the dirt, maybe like a quarter up, just enough to keep it stable, and eventually start growing roots. And once those roots kind of set in, you'll start having like these little things right here, like those. You start setting those, and they'll turn bigger, and then bigger, and then eventually you have one of these leaves. And sometimes they do break off themselves, they'll fall on the floor, and like that one kind of did. It kind of was turning already, and it was like pretty much rooting itself. So if you have turtles, I would recommend these because they eat them up like crazy. I tried planting one over there, but they kind of got to it, and it's kind of dry over there. So, but yeah, I'd recommend this. It's like unlimited food. They won't have to go into anything else. Just every now and then I get a couple of crickets and mealworms for them just to get them excited, or even some dry food. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have any more water turtles. Yeah, pretty much it. I think he's gonna stay on there, oh, there he's moving. I'm trying to get a video of him, but I mean, he was kind of skittish and jumped on that branch. I'll make another video of him later, see how he's doing and stuff. I don't know what to name him. I got Lizzie, I got Sidon. I don't know what to name him. I was thinking Velcro, but I was like, eh. We'll see about that. That's pretty much it. Peace.